What's up YouTube, it's Chris Manga here. I'm going to review this chapter of Naruto. A lot of action and I absolutely love it. This chapter was an amazing one. First off, the second Hokage actually done something this chapter, guys. He actually done something. Yes, I've been waiting for this for ages. Kishimoto probably heard me bitching for the last 3 weeks about, how he hasn't done anything worth talking about. All he's done is create a barrier and been sitting back watching the fights. Now he's actually, taking center stage and he's doing shit. It might not be exactly what I wanted him to do, but he's doing something. I actually kind of wanted to see some, more badass war jutsus. Maybe some, space-time ninjutsu thing where he's teleporting like the fourth Hokage, but he's done something completely different, which I wasn't really expecting. Which is a good thing, it's good when you don't expect something happening if it's interesting. So, let's talk about that. So, remember last week, him and the first Hokage pretty much got cut down by Obito. Obito's using a brand new attack now. This attack basically gets explained later on in the chapter, but what it is, it's these two orbs that, are floating around him. They basically go through his hands and they can use them as like blades, shields, projectiles. They basically become anything. Their shape's fluid like a water, so they can take form anything, spears, these weird fan looking things, and they can solidify, so they're basically like steel. There's one part of the chapter when they're cutting through kunai, so they're pretty much strong. And then the third actually explains that they're an advanced nature, a more advanced nature transformation than the Jinton, which is three elements, earth, wind, and fire, and they create dust release. And he's saying that Obito's technique is far more advanced than that, probably a large amount of different nature transformation probably comprises Obito's technique. That's basically what I'm saying. Whereas Tsuchikage's one is 3, maybe his one's 4, 5, maybe even more. We have a lot of weird natures in Naruto. We have the storm, lava. We have a lot of weird shit that goes on in Naruto. Anyway, that's explaining Obito's abilities. So yeah, the second Hokage. You see, I'm so used to the first doing something. The second Hokage jumps in and he said, I'm gonna use my brand new technique. And he actually kind of, he explains the Edo Tensei a little bit. He basically just say, I'm the one that created Edo Tensei. I know all its benefits and disadvantages. It was created for these kind of situations. And we all know what the Edo Tensei's benefits are. You're pretty much an immortal zombie. You can, be a sponge basically. You can take a massive amount of damage and keep going. So the second actually uses this to his advantage. So the whole point of them, going straight for Obito without knowing what he's able to do is that they're trying to let everyone else see Obito's attack, so they know what to do and what not to do when they're fighting him. So they're basically using themselves as the guinea pigs for this whole battle. And Naruto didn't quite catch on to this later on, and then Sasuke had to say, dude, just chill the fuck out. They're doing this on purpose. They're immortal zombies. They can't die. They're doing this so we can see how to fight Obito and how not to fight him. So all that shit. So the second Hokage's attack, it's basically just an advanced talisman technique. What he does is he summons. First of all, he got the wood clone first Hokage, the one that got the field loss chapter, to actually bind Obito so he can't move. And then the second summons these talismans, and they're massive. And then they summon more talismans. I think the attack was called Gojuki Bakufudo. I probably butchered that really badly, but I think that's how you pronounce it or you say it. And it's basically an exploding talisman technique. So where, as I said before, they summon more talisman and they continuously explode. So one explodes, another one explodes, and keep going. It's quite similar to the attack Conan used when she was fighting Obito when he fell down the chasm or something, and then there's loads of paper bombs around. They kept on exploding. Something quite similar to that, except the ones that the second summon, they summon more and more and more, and then they continuously explode. So after all that's finished now, the explosion's pretty much done. The dust is settling. We see that Obito is unscathed, no damage done whatsoever, looking like a badass. He has his weird, juicy thing coming out of his hand, and then he's going straight for the third Hokage. Now the third Hokage said, "Okay, cool, I'm up now." He does a fan. I like this technique. It was pretty cool when he done it back in the day when he's fighting Orochimaru. He did the Shadow Clone Shuriken technique. So he summoned all these massive shurikens and then obviously multiply them. Obito, using his brand new technique, he actually turns it into like a blade thing, and he's just going forward, slicing through all the shuriken. Looked really sick. I'm actually, you know what? I'm liking this new Obito. Obito before was a bitch. This guy is friggin' badass. He don't say nothing. He's just going straight for the kill. Me being me, still think that it's probably not Obito in control at this point. Maybe it's the Jubi kind of pulling the strings right now. He's probably just has a more, he probably has like a human body now, so maybe he's got a bit more intelligent. He's focusing his powers now through Obito, where maybe he's not really Obito in control right now. Yeah, because he's too much of a badass. So yeah, he's going towards the third Hokage. He basically pierces it right through his arm. Then he puts his hand on his head, and then the I don't know what they call it, the orb technique. It pierces through the third Hokage's head. There's so many Hokages right now. I'm getting confused. Pierces through his head, completely shatters his upper body, and then he turns toward Naruto, Sasuke, and the fourth. And I was like, all right, shit's about to go down. And then the weirdest thing happened. Obito had a Akira moment. If you guys know what I'm referring to, then you get the reference. His body basically expands. I mean, he just got fat and he just drops. And the fourth said that it's probably because he's not used to all the Jubi's power yet. The body hasn't become accustomed to it. So he's still adapting, I guess. He hasn't really got control of it. So it's probably a massive expansion of power inside of him. He drops. The fourth seizes as an opportunity to take to try and stop him. So he charges ahead. But he actually dug underground. His upper torso actually dug underground to try and attack Naruto, and then he actually sends Gamakichi flying. Naruto falls off his head, and then he's about to get destroyed. So Obito is going for the attack to try and pierce Naruto. But then guess who saves Naruto? Sasuke. Now when Sasuke saved Naruto, I was just like, oh shit. Sasuke is officially a good guy now. He's that darkness probably gone by now. Maybe it's just him being a douche before when he was saying let it all burn. But I was like, okay, the darkness is all gone. But then we turn the page or click turn the page, whatever, and it says Sasuke actually says that the one who will cut away the past is me. So Sasuke is actually doing a Vegeta right now. You know when Vegeta will show up after Goku be getting his ass kicked and you save Goku, then he says the only one allowed to kill Kakarot is me. Sasuke is basically doing the same thing. He saved Naruto from Obito just so he can have the pleasure of defeating or killing Naruto himself. He's like, you're not the one that's going to be killing him. I am. So Sasuke still has a lot of darkness and a lot of I don't know if it's hate or some intense rivalry with Naruto, but he wants to be the one to basically kick Naruto's ass. And he's not going to let anyone else do it. So I think that's cool. I think there should be more to the fight between them at the end of the series, where it's not just, oh, I'm going to be Hokage, so I want to fight you for the title. No, there should be something more, something deeper to it than that. So I'm glad that there's still some resentment, hatred, whatever Sasuke is feeling towards Naruto right now. He still has something against him. So that's cool. I'm glad that's still there. So Sasuke isn't really completely a good guy right now. Anyway, so he saves Naruto, and then Obito is like, oh, whatever, shut up. He puts his hand in both of their heads, and he's getting ready to use that technique again, the one he used to destroy the third Hokage. And unlike the third Hokage, these guys will get killed. They're not Edo Tenseis. So the fourth is that, okay, and oh yeah, sorry, the fourth is running to Obito to actually use a brand new technique to try and stop him. So now he actually has to use it as quick as possible to save their lives. And if anyone can do something really quick, it's the fourth Hokage. So I'm not worried at all. But yeah, guys, that's the chapter in a nutshell. It was a really cool chapter. And I think the biggest thing I missed out to mention was that Madara is sick and tired of waiting now. He's actually jumped in front of the first Hokage, and he's just like, dude, I'm tired of waiting. We're going to fight right now. I still think Madara's got his priorities messed up. Whereas he should be focusing on getting control of Obito and, launching the Moon's Eye plan. He's too obsessed with fighting the first. I mean, yeah, he's your long-time rival. You've both been dead for ages. You want this one chance to fight him again. But, I mean, there's a time and a place for everything. And right now, this isn't a time for you to be fighting him when you've got bigger things to worry about. But that's just me. I think Madara should be focusing on Obito more than the first right now. Anyway, guys, if I missed anything, comment below. And if you enjoyed the chapter, let me know as well. And subscribe for more videos. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up because it helps us a lot. Anyway, guys, take care.